It's your day off work and you just want to relax and unwind. You grab a few snacks, you grab a drink, you decide today is going to be a binge watching type of day. You make a selection and prepare to spend hours glued to it. Be it a 35, 55, or 75 inch flat screen or old school bulk version. Either way, you're going to be watching television. Then it hits you. What is this device? What is it that I am about to spend the rest of my day glued to? So glued, in fact, that it just might take nothing short of Moses come back from the dead, staff and all, to part you two like the Red Sea.
Let your TV
Well, that, folks,
go!
is the topic of today's video, so stay tuned as I answer the question, what exactly is a television? And what is a television? Per usual, I turn to AI for the answer. A television, more commonly known as a TV, can be defined as an electronic device utilized for transmitting, receiving, and displaying both sound and moving images. This makes it one of the most popular mediums for information, education, and entertainment alike. Well, now that we know the definition, one must ask, where did it come from? Who invented the television? As with most technologies, the TV's creation was not the work of just one single person. As a matter of fact, to answer this, I must talk about 4 true pioneers, all of which could be called the father of the television, who spanned 4 different countries: Germany, Scotland, the United States of America, and Russia alike. To start things off, we have Paul Nipkow of Germany. Mr. Nipkow, whose full name was Paul Julius Gottlieb Nipkow, was a German inventor and engineer, aka he was smart AF. He lived from 1860 to 1940. During this time, he created, among other things, the Nipkow disc. This was a rotating disc with spiral holes that scanned images one at a time, line by line. Why is this important? Because it created the principle of mechanical television, where of course images were now capable of being broken into separate parts, transmitted, then reassembled. While this wasn't an actual television per se, it was, however, the first workable method of turning pictures into electronic symbols where they could be transmitted, laying the foundation so later inventors could use his genius idea, add to it, and eventually build the working television. The first of those inventors being John Logie Baird of Scotland, JLB, not JBL, the WWE wrestler, you idiot. JLB lived from 1888 to 1946, in which he was both a Scottish engineer and, yes, an inventor. He was famous for demonstrating the first working television system in 1926, and yes, he too earned the title of the father of television, due to his turning earlier ideas of image transmission into a practical reality. On January 26, 1926, he gave the very first public demonstration of true television in London, using a mechanical TV system based off Nipkow's disc, aka the televisor, not only to scan, but also reproduce moving images. But oh no, he wasn't done there. In 1928, he demonstrated the first transatlantic TV transmission from London to New York. The very same year, this overachieving son of a bitch also created the first color TV transmission using a mechanical system. Not content with all that, he even experimented with 3D television and large screen projection. It's at this time where I imagine the Greek gods from my What is Fire video intervened on everybody else's behalf so that somebody else could actually create something. Although he didn't create the electronic TV himself, again, probably only due to divine intervention, he did prove to the world that it was indeed possible. The actual creator of the first electronic TV was Philo Taylor Farnsworth of the USA. Mr. Farnsworth lived from 1906 to 1971, so unlike some of the others, he was actually able to enjoy his own creation. He created the world's first actual electronic TV in 1927. While previous inventors relied on mechanical scanning devices, aka Nipkow's disc, his design utilized electronic methods to not only capture, but transmit and display moving images, thus making our modern TVs even possible. In 1927, at just 21 years old, he successfully transmitted the first live moving electronic TV image, a straight line, on his homemade TV screen, for God's sakes. But like Billy Mays, this dude just said, "But wait, there's more." He also invented the image dissector, that being a type of camera tube for converting visual images into electrical signals, and with no moving parts. He created the first ever all-electric TV with no mechanical discs. This damn super chat also held, wait for it, over 300 patents. Okay, I take it back. This is a dude Zeus had to stop before he could just invent anything and everything ever. And yes, he's obviously considered one of, if not the father of the television. Hell, this dude just might be the father, the grandfather, the great-grandfather, and the damn ancestor, as well as making a strong case for being the very definition of an overachieving Giga Chad. Number 4 is probably the only man who could rival him. Now I'm gonna butcher his name. Fair warning, his name is very hard for me to pronounce, despite having heard it said 5 times on YouTube. But here we go. Vladimir Kosmich Zworykin of the USA, and to nobody's surprise, Russia, as that name sounds Russian as shit. Anyway, he lived from 1888 to 1982. Like Farnsworth, he lived long enough to enjoy the TV and colored TV. In fact, the two would actually have legal court battles, hence the rivalry I was talking about, as they both worked on the electronic TV and both arguably deserved credit for its creation, with Vladimir eventually losing. He was a Russian-American inventor and engineer who did play a major role in developing the electronic TV in the good old US of A. He worked for RCA, Radio Corporation of America, while his rival built the first working electronic television system. Working with RCA, he helped commercialize, refine, and spread TV tech worldwide, like in 1923, and the idea of the electronic TV camera tube. In 1929, he demonstrated the iconscope, aka the first practical electronic TV camera tube. This, of course, allowed moving images to be electronically captured, therefore replacing mechanical scanning. In the 1930s, not being content, he created the kinescope, this being an upgraded picture tube designed for displaying TV images. And even still, because he had that dog in him, he helped RCA's mission to make TV a commercial mass medium. And please do not ask me why there are aliens in the lens of this camera, like they're filming aliens. I don't know. That's just what the damn AI came up with, and I just decided to keep it. By the late 1930s and 1940s, this guy was making boss moves, amongst others making boss moves. Very, very impressive indeed, if you ask me. Alright, so we know who created it. Now it's time to ask, but why? Why create it in the first place? As part of mankind's search for a way to successfully transmit moving images over a distance, the TV was created for a few reasons: to follow the telephone's lead and extend communication beyond just voice alone, to satisfy scientific curiosity and innovation, for public information, education, entertainment, and mass media. I think it's safe to say it accomplished all of these missions as effectively as the Terminator himself. Well, before they started making 40 of those movies where the bad guy robots kind of lose their effectiveness just a smidget after that. But anyway, TV's impact on society has been enormous, having had one of, if not the biggest social, cultural, and of course technological impacts of any invention created in the last whole ass century. Ever since becoming widespread in the 40s and 50s, TV has truly molded how people worldwide learn and experience the world. Five common uses of the television. Number 1. Watching entertainment programs. Across the globe, TVs in all their different shapes and glory are used to fight boredom. I dare say, second only to the internet, that they just may be the most common source for providing entertainment. Number 2. Streaming service. Pretty much all the major players have a streaming service. Although they are online, they can be accessed via any modern TV, and there's so many to choose from. Number 3. Advertising and commercials. Television is a major source that is very commonly used for promoting products and business marketing. It always has been. Number 4. Family and social bonding. Whole families commonly sit and bond, well, at least in theory, while enjoying their favorite programming as a family, or they're probably staring at their individual cell phones, completely ignoring one another like they're not even in the same room, unless they're arguing over what to watch. Good times for all, right? And number 5, religious programming. Many folks worldwide are electing for televised religious services instead of going in person. Some people work, so they can't make the journey. Others just prefer the televised approach. Probably so if it keeps droning on and on, like the Energizer Bunny, they can just turn it off guilt-free. At least, some of them. Well, now that we know the 5 common uses, I'd say it's time to look at 5 benefits. Number 1, stress relief. Let's face it, after a long, hard day of being just brutally beat down like a prison bitch by the cruel, cruel world, televisions definitely can and often do provide major stress relief. Many folks like to just come home and melt, relax, unwind, etc. in front of a comedy, sci-fi, adult programming that they must then hide, JK, whatever floats your boat, all displayed on their very own TV screen. Number 2, health awareness. During emergencies, such as the infamous 2020 global event that shall not be named by name, like it's fucking Freddy Krueger, our TVs keep us in touch with public health organizations, any news on how to avoid, defeat, the severity of, etc., of a health crisis will be spread to the public, primarily via our televisions. This is extremely advantageous and beneficial for obvious reasons. Also, we can get that information, and then some of us bitch and gripe about it and completely ignore it entirely, apparently. Number 3, convenient access to information. I keep mentioning our modern Library of Alexandrias, and our TVs are yet another version. With all the channels available to us, at least some are very, very educational. It's a wonder why so many people are still so damn just cartoonishly stupid. Anyway, these channels are convenient, especially when chilling like a villain and watching them on our TV screens. I'm hoping to include this channel among those one day. Well, if I don't get the hell canceled out of me for saying something stupid first. Number 4, motivation. Be it that digital trainer who looks like a damn Viltrumite, as well as biographies and historical or personal stories, television programs often encourage growth, be it personal, spiritual, or physical. Number 5, skill development. This is one I can personally testify to. If you really want to learn and or develop a skill, chances are very overwhelming that you can do so via your trusty TV. Even if you cannot find it on any network channel, today's tech allows us to sync our laptop and or cell phone internet and watch it through our TV screen. And let's face it, pretty much any skill you'd want to know is somewhere on some site online. So those are the benefits. However, anyone who's watched any of my previous videos knows that now come 5 drawbacks of the television. Number 1, sedentary lifestyle. The human body was definitely not designed to sit on our ass for hours while we entertain ourselves in front of a square wonder of tech. This lack of physical engagement with life is very, very bad for our health, despite what you hear. Blood clots, excessive weight gain, for example, if not checked and corrected, will definitely lead to taking that 6-foot deep eternal dirt nap early and watching that big flat screen in the sky, if you get my drift. Number 2, sleep disruption. Late night TV watching or working on YouTube videos about televisions, for example, and exposure to its blue light, both of these can and often do lead to disruptions to our natural circadian sleep cycles, leading to insomnia, deteriorating health, and just general irritability. So I should probably cut this out, huh? Number 3, unrealistic expectations. Now, social media is definitely to blame for this, like a lot, and I'll address that in probably my next video. But anyway, I'm also guessing that this is partially to blame for the insanely cartoonish delusion that is currently sweeping some in the Western world. TV sitcoms, dramas, and of course ads, particularly targeted ones, they all just often do portray life in very, very delusional, unbelievable ways. Number 4, political biases. This should be no secret, however, I'm going to spill the beans anyway. Networks can and often do only promote particular biased points of view. They so often count on the fact that their viewers are gullible and will not research events for themselves. In addition, everyone knows that sensation equals ratings. Thus, the reason they make a mountain out of a molehill, as the elders used to say, meaning they make things seem worse than they actually are, therefore stoking the fear and anger of the public, especially during election times. Number 5, manipulation through propaganda. This one ties directly in with the previous. Propaganda is and always has been a big part of human culture. The best can manipulate folks into thinking and doing anything. The television we all love so much can be the perfect carrier if we aren't careful. Next thing we know, we're destroying close relationships because of the tribal us versus them narrative that is constantly projected every day on so many channels. And of course, if we want the television to continue, or even if we don't, in either case, there will be future uses. So let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look at 5 future uses of the television. Number 1, synthetic media. We all have at least one TV show that we just did not like the ending to. Well, that may soon become a thing of the past with the help of asset training AI models, voice cloning, and community-driven production, among other things. Fans just might be able to write elaborate scripts for their favorite television shows. The AI then will turn these into brand new episodes, meaning in the future or present, depending on when you're watching this fine video, you might be able to create new episodes of your favorite canceled or otherwise ended programs. You know, I say maybe because that all depends on how the lawsuits pan out. There's definitely going to be some copywriting issues with that one. Number 2, olfactory integrations and haptic feedback. I'm actually combining 2 evolutions into one slot here because they are so similar. Have you ever heard of the term smell-o-vision? Well, in the future, that could become a reality. TVs, along with entertainment systems, will be built to release scents that correspond to what you're watching. In addition, advanced 4D tech will help incorporate temperature shifts, wind, and maybe even the feel of objects on the screen. This will definitely be the time to be careful about what you watch. Number 3, digital wallpaper. Just as today's flat screens replace the big, bulkier, heavier models, they themselves are the big, bulkier, heavy models compared to what's coming. In the future, paper-thin flat screens will exist. Instead of mounting, these will be applied directly to your wall like actual wallpaper. Number 4, transparent OLEDs and ambient mode. This one already exists today as a premium option. As of the making of this video, chameleon-like televisions that blend in with their surroundings. They can either snap a photo of the wall behind them and display it on the screen, giving the illusion of vanishing into the wall when not in use, or become clear like glass, allowing you to see through it into the window or room behind it, again, when not in use. Number 5, holographic telepresence. This one is already in the early stages. Again, as of the making of this video, basically companies are developing incredible displays capable of projecting life-sized 3D holograms of real individuals. This in turn will allow your friends to appear as life-size 3D ghosts in your living room. This is definitely going to revolutionize gaming and watching the big game for sure. It will be as if they are physically in the same room as you, in real time, despite actually being in another city, state, or even country. I'll bet most of you watching have seen this tech in at least one sci-fi or comic book movie. Star Wars and Avengers come to mind for me. Yet in the future, we will have that level of tech in our very own reality. And there you have it, folks. Television in a nutshell. If you like the content of this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. This helps my small channel grow. Then feel free to check out some of my other videos, learn about other cool tech that we all use every day. Thank you for watching and have a great day.